Aiden, it's Connor. I wish you would answer the phone. Listen, I'm going home to do the Star Beast video, and I know we've spoken about already about the few things I need to run through you. I'm doing this on like borrowed time, man. And yeah, I really just wish you'd pick up. So please just get back to me as soon as you can, alright? Alright, see ya. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Come on. Fuck. God damn it. No way. I'll come back for you, I swear.
You've nailed your first one for 6. Catch!
I'm here to talk about the Star Beast, and no one, I mean no one, is going to stop me, okay? Not even you. It's been a year since the Star Beast has come out, alright? And for my sins, I rewatched it. Notoriously, on this channel, I reviewed it and I didn't like it that much. I think I went into a bit of a crisis mode and pretended to like it more than I did on rewatch, but I could never really decide if I actually enjoyed this episode or not. So that got my brain ticking, okay? It's been a year since it's come out. This video is literally coming out on the day that the Star Beast came out. So 1 year to the day, I rewatched it. I decided to go through it and write down everything that I like about it and everything that I don't like about it. If I liked it, it's a W. If I don't like it, it's an L. And at the end, we do a tally to see how many W's and L's I've got, and we can determine if I actually do like the Star Beast. And guess what? I'm gonna be doing this for every single episode of the 60th anniversary, including the Christmas special, Church on Ruby Road. Fun little fact though, you will be able to tell how many W's and L's I have talking about the Star Beast, but I won't know to the end when I actually count them, and I'll come back on camera and be like, oh, I actually love the Star Beast, who knew? I have a rough idea that I'm probably gonna have more L's than W's because I wrote down the things I liked and disliked about the episode, but you might be surprised. So strap yourself in, let's go. Let's just talk about the Star Beast, because I've never spoken about it before. It's like, it's an episode of Doctor Who that's, you know, quite niche. No one's heard of it. I do want to say before we get into this, I don't think I could have been more excited about this episode. I'm literally like the biggest Russell T Davies fan, or at least was, of like, you know, I'm an RTD1 fan, I should say. When I found out Russell's gonna be the new head writer, I lost my mind. I couldn't believe it. It was like the best news I could ever hear. We waited for this 60th anniversary special for what felt like forever. I woke up at like stupid o'clock. I think it was like 3:30 a.m. so I could watch it the second that it dropped on Disney+. David Tennant's back, Catherine Tate's back, Rachel Talalay is directing, Russell T Davies is writing, Murray's doing the score. What could possibly go wrong? 1 year since the Star Beast, what do I think? So, I think you all know this, that pre-title sequence is just awful. I hate it. It like reeks of Disney interference. I understand they were worried about getting new people on and they would be confused, but it's like, this just sucks. When I first watched Rose nearly 20 years ago, it's 20 years next year in March, I didn't know who these characters were, and I learned along the way from Russell's writing. And this just like, I hate it. It looks terrible. It's so tacked on. Rachel didn't even direct it. It's just like, what is going on here? It was like, I can't explain it, but the second I saw that, I just kind of knew we'd be in trouble for this whole new era. But being more positive, the new title sequence I think is really great. I actually really like it. I know some people don't, but I really do enjoy it. And Murray's new theme, I know the theme has been done a gazillion times. It's hard to put a new spin on it. But I was never really a huge fan of Sagun's version of the theme. Hearing Murray do it another time, it just worked for me. I like it. Also, to see Rachel back is great. I don't think she has a lot to do in the episode, which is like a huge shame and such a waste of talent. But Russell knew how much we loved her and brought her back, and I respect that. It does show that Russell actually does listen to the fans, and she's my favorite Doctor Who director, so seeing her back is incredible. Again, I don't think she does much, but seeing her back is just, it's a dream come true. Murray being back as well is just, it's like everything I ever wanted, but I would say that there's just hints at like old score. I really would love to have heard just some old pieces. It's a 60th anniversary, it's a special. I understand it can kind of come across as like fan servicey, but I really would have appreciated just hearing some more, even if it was just like the first scene when we see David Tennant's Doctor back, or seeing Donna again, just to have something, but we didn't. And in a sense, I kind of respect Murray for that, but also it's like, come on, like, I would have loved to have heard a few just little, it's just, we could have had it, and we didn't get it, you know? There's just little hints at themes that we know, and that's a big shame. Now, this is one of the other things that really hit me the first time I watched it. The scene where the Doctor first runs into Donna, I think is just so rushed and edited very poorly. And we saw from like set footage that there's actually more stuff in that scene that just got cut out. I don't know what happened, but Russell seems to have written the scene that they just meet in such like a casual way, and it just doesn't pay off well. Like, I just don't think it works. It's not how I would have imagined it in my head, and it happens so quickly, and the introduction of Rose and stuff, it's so rushed, and I really don't like it, like, at all. But then the Doctor runs into John Temple, Donna's husband, and this scene I really like. We have the psychic paper, it says Grand Mistress, just a little throwback to Jodie. We get a Nerys mention, which I thought was really funny. It's just that's a little thing that Russell was like, oh, the fans remember Nerys. I like that. I think that's really funny. And we do get the mention of the lottery tickets, connecting us back to the End of Time Part 2. Yeah, it turns out that Donna's just giving the money away, and we find out a little later about that, but it's like, I don't really love that whole saga of like Donna just giving all the money away because of the Doctor. I think it's kind of silly, and it gets explained later. Yeah, it's just kind of odd. It's like Donna gave away all the money because she wanted to be like the Doctor, but it's like, you know, you could have kept a little bit for yourself and also help people, because they're just struggling like really badly, and it's just kind of sad to see. It's sweet in a way, but it's kind of sad to see. I want to take a moment to say that it's just so incredible to see David Tennant back and Catherine Tate. They're just so brilliant, and they slip back in the roles seamlessly, which is so great to see. But yeah, I feel like I don't talk about that enough or give it enough credit. It's just so incredible they came back, and you know, particularly David, he just like he's just made for this role, and he slips back into it so well. I absolutely love his costume as well. It's one of my favorite Doctor costumes, maybe my second favorite, and it's definitely my favorite David Tennant Doctor costume for sure. Now, here's a little bit of a thing. So we get to see that Rose's dead name gets mentioned by a bunch of like bullies and stuff. This is one of two scenes where I think Russell gets the trans conversation right. Even the trans community has said that, you know, the way that Russell handled this stuff is just kind of like universally disliked. It's just not handled very well, which sucks, because Russell has written stuff like It's a Sin, and that show is incredible and amazing at representing these people. But here, it just seems like he doesn't do a good job at it, which is just like, it really shocked me. It really did. The second scene I think that he got it right in, though, is when Sylvia mentions Rose transitioning and stuff, and that she's trying and stuff. It's sweet. That's relatable. I think he gets it right there, and to see that Sylvia's actually trying is really sweet. But yeah, it just, from there on out, it's not very good. I should mention, though, on another positive note, that Murray's score, although not many callbacks, is just absolutely incredible. Like, he's so damn good, and I'm so happy that he's back. He's just the perfect man for the job. We're gonna meet the Meep. The Meep is incredibly cute. The design is incredible, and I love that it's for the most part practical. And Miriam doing the voice is just is perfect. Like everything about that works so well. And the Raft Warriors being practical as well, like it's awesome. It's straight from the comics, and it's just they're great to look at. The practical stuff is just I love that stuff. Just brilliant. Keep doing stuff like that. We're gonna see the Doctor's new Sonic. I absolutely love the design. It's a mixture of old Sonics, and you know, it's really cool. When I first saw the design, I was like, this just confirms that all the old Doctors are coming back. And that's not true. Though I will say, the Sonic has abilities that are shown in this episode and then literally like never shown again. And I think it's really cool when the Doctor's like looking at the plans of the rocket ship. I think it's visually like good, and it just shows the audience more what the Doctor's looking at. Normally he's just like scanning shit and going like, oh, it's this. Like this actually gives the audience something to look at. But it's used in the Star Beast and never used again. Shirley's first scene, Shirley works for UNIT. We get a mention of old Doctors. I also really like that Shirley's like thinking that he's the 10th Doctor. This is just a really cool, like, I guess, like in-universe thing where like maybe Kate does randomly run into the 11th Doctor or the 12th Doctor. And that's just kind of sweet. It's nice to know just because we don't see them anymore, like in universe, they kind of meet the Doctors in like random order. I think it's sweet. It's kind of like cool world building and stuff. This is when it actually hit me though on my rewatch. I was like, I'm actually really enjoying this. I know, okay? People are gonna get mad at me. They're gonna say, Connor, what are you saying? But I'm like, look, I'm enjoying it. I was enjoying it. I was like, this is the most I've enjoyed the Star Beast. Was I wrong this whole damn time? Maybe.
I don't think any of us expected him to say that.
The Meep scene in the shed is actually really beautiful, and the score, again, Murray, you beautiful beast. It's just, it's very cute. It's very Doctor Who. I remember they released it as a clip. Something I didn't like though is that Rose has to run a side business to support her parents. Again, it's like, Donna giving away this money, couldn't she have just kept a little bit for herself and her family? The scene where the Meep invades the noble household is one of the best scenes in the episode. And also, I will say this isn't a very funny episode, in my opinion. I don't know if Russell really understands comedy anymore.
He's not working out?
He sucks. He doesn't know comedy.
I know that, I know.
He should be selling fabrics.
Why'd you hire him?
You!
Like there's a Wilf joke that comes up in a few minutes and it's not good. But you know, this scene it's chaotic. It's the living room scene next, and the Nerys mention again. We love Nerys. Queen Nerys. Why did you put me in Peach? I love her. She's just funny. Why wasn't Nerys in the 60th? I love that they mentioned that UNIT's looking after Wilf. Again, this like world building thing. It's so sweet. And the Kate mention, Kate looking after Wilf. Incredible, so sweet, warms your heart. And then they make a joke about the Doctor thinking that Wilf is dead. And it's just, it doesn't work. It's like a lead balloon, like seriously. And considering that Bernie Cribbins actually passed away, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And I'm very surprised they didn't just cut it from the episode. It's not good, it's not funny. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't. You're assuming he as a pronoun. Interesting. Now, listen, I actually really do care about the trans community. They've been on so much shit and flack recently. There's a great video by Verily Bitchy who's going to talk about this topic a lot better than I ever can, and I'll leave it linked down below. Now, this is probably Rachel's best work directing when the Raft Warriors attack the house, come off from the Meep, and then the UNIT soldiers attacking like the other side. Shit's getting blown up. Rachel finally gets something to do. I think crawling through the houses though is dumb. And it's so funny, if you've never been to the UK, or, I mean, I used to live there, so I know that the houses are like connected. But if you didn't live in the UK, there'd probably be like, people watching that going like, what? What? I know Doctor Who is silly, and maybe I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh. But it's like, I kind of roll my eyes every time I watch that scene. The Doctor's wig in the car park is fun when he's doing the whole like court thing. Silence in the court! This is when it kind of hit me again on rewatch. Like, this isn't really like a 60th special. I mean, there's the odd reference to Nerys, and I believe the woolly wig is the 4th Doctor. You know, I know David Tennant's in it and Catherine Tate, and Sylvia's back and stuff. But it's like, you know, this isn't really like a huge celebration. It's like, here are a few things, and that's just what it's gonna be. The Sonic, the magic Sonic. It teleports in the Raft Warriors. I don't know how it does that. The Sonic can do anything, you know, and then like, again, it doesn't do any of his stuff again. That particularly is just a bit of coincidence for me. It's like, how do we get the Raft? Oh, we'll just The Dr. Sonic's it. I like the Meep plot twist, okay? Call me stupid, call me dumb. But I didn't read the comic because I didn't want to get spoilers. And when the Meep plot twist came around, I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. I remember my co-host, Aiden, on the podcast was like, it was the most obvious plot twist in history. And I was kind of like, yeah, it was. I didn't see that coming. Maybe I'm like fucking dumb. But it's like, I like the plot twist. It actually does work for me. Until the Meep CGI, it goes from practical to gross CGI. I don't like the CGI. This is before the Disney budget. The Dagger Drive, which is the Meep's whole plan, is to dagger this dagger, to dive this dagger, to send this dagger into the earth to create fuel so the Meep can fly away. I don't like this whole like the world is ending like Marvel-esque type of Doctor Who. It's not really wired tuned to Doctor Who. Fudge is looking out the windows like this. He's the most annoying kid ever. He seems actually quite happy that there's massive cracks going down the street and fires everywhere and a lot of people are dying. We should probably keep an eye on that kid because I genuinely do think he's a bit of a psycho. And he's also very annoying. Donna follows the Doctor through instinct when he's running to the Meep ship. It's their friendship coming through. And it's like, yes, we love the Doctor and Donna. Like, this is why we're watching, because they're great and we miss them. And seeing them together again, it's like, I think in this episode it only shines through a little bit, but when they actually do have great moments together, it really works. And Donna gets her memories back and she's like, binary, binary, binary. And she explodes into like regeneration energy, I suppose. But it's a fake out death. Who knew? I didn't know. Did you know it was going to be a fake out death? I had simply no idea it was going to be like that. A line I love though is that the Doctor's like, you were beaten by the Dr. Donna. It's like, yes, it's beautiful. And then Rose saves the day. This doesn't make sense, okay? It's like, so Donna had Rose and it kind of like passed on between her and suddenly she's very smart and because she's smart, she presses a few buttons and it stops the dagger drive and she saves the day.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And you kind of sat there like, huh. And it's all happening so quickly. This third act, it really does ruin this episode for me. Like, seriously, like, I was really enjoying the first two acts. Probably more than I ever have. It's slop. And Russell's written so much better. There's the non-binary thing as well. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's like, I hate how... I mean, I really do care about that community and I really do just want them to be represented. And Doctor Who is such a close show to so many people and particularly in that community. And it's like, did no one say that this is just not going to go down very well? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I really don't. Changing of the SD cards. God, can you tell I drank last night? Gee, there was cocktails being made. I'm a little hungover right now. Let's do a water break. How about that? Did you know that the shed was a TARDIS? The shed was a TARDIS! All along, the shed was a TARDIS. I can't tell you how I felt when I watched that for the first time because I might be taken off YouTube. They might put me in shackles and throw me away. Although I will say, I like the toys. The toys are cute. I like how you see the Carvanista. Donna wasn't even there for that. I guess like she always just had this like telepathic memory of the Doctor even when she wasn't around him. At least the Meep lives. And I assume we're going to be seeing the Meep again one day. We haven't yet. They mentioned the boss. The boss is also mentioned in Rogue by Rogue himself. Kind of keen to see who the boss is. That's always the one like little ongoing thread that I've felt quite interested in. I don't give a shit who Mrs. Flood is. But I care about who the, wait, what if Mrs. Flood is the boss? You know what? At this point, I generally wouldn't be surprised. It's a shame you're not a woman anymore because she would have understood. Ooh, okay. I really don't want to sound like a misogynist right now. But, again, there's just so many things that we can all just agree with that doesn't work. And that line that just doesn't work. It's like, most normal people like don't give a shit that the Doctor was a woman. I guess that's a line to all the haters out there who have now come back because David Tennant is back. But it's like, you know, I'm watching this show because I love it. I'm not watching it to like hate watch. Cater to me a little more. It's the 60th anniversary. Make it about me. It's all about me, god damn it. What about me? I deserve I deserve a good 60th, do I not? Stop being a male presenting Time Lord. Yes, that's a lion. Male presenting Time Lord. And then Rose and Donna just let it go. They just let it go. All that energy is just gone. Whatever your theories were, they disappeared into the sky. How many times did we think in like fan theories about how they would solve this and resolve Donna getting her memories back, and you're watching it and you're just like, woof. But we're back to good, because I do love the go and see Wilf scene. Everyone's getting excited. It's like, oh, we're gonna see Wilf, and we don't till next week. But it's, again, every time you hear him get mentioned, you get a little, you know, you feel good inside. Everyone loves Wilf. He's like everyone's granddad. He's the TV granddad. I think this is the last time Rachel gets to shine. I think she got to shine twice in the episode, but the scene where the Doctor runs into the TARDIS, it changed. Like, it's so beautiful. And Murray's score again. That set, I love that TARDIS. I know everyone's like, oh, it's too big and there's not enough going on in it. But at least we've got a jukebox now, which doesn't get used, by the way. I like it. I really do. I think it's stunning. The fact they were able to, you know, build a set that big and get the money for it. It kind of leaked before the episode coming out, so I did kind of know what it looked like, but still, it's just like, there's a few times in the episode where you're like, oh, my heart. Again, and speaking of that, like, you know, that heart and that charm, when we finally just get to see the Doctor and Donna just chatting, this is such a rare thing that we're probably never going to see again, so enjoy it. And then the coffee happens. I remember I read like this whole like spoiler. Someone did this massive write-up about what the 60th was going to be about, and it all leaked, and I thought it was all bullshit. And I remember reading the coffee, the thing about the coffee, and I was like, that's nonsense. Like, that'll never happen. And it does. So those are my updated thoughts and feelings about the Star Beast. All right, now let's cut to the future when I get to see if I have more W's or L's. Take it away, Connor. Right, so I'm back and I'm wearing the same shirt for continuity stuff. All right, I did the calculations, okay? I did it. It's a draw. It's a draw. Seriously? The Star Beast is forever going to be in purgatory. Always was, always will. The whole point of the series is to determine... Sorry, I have an ulcer on my tongue now since the last time I filmed. So I sound like I have a lisp more. That's not good. That's not good at all. I did this whole series so we could figure out if I like it or not. Now we don't know, so that's great. God damn it, it's a draw. Of course it is. The first in the series is a draw. Like, seriously? What the hell? I guess my final thoughts on this is that I really did enjoy the first two acts. I know they have problems, but I could really let it go because I am just like having fun and I'm enjoying it. And things are going pretty good. It's not what I really wanted it to be, but I can let it go. But that last act is just a stick in the mud. It does not work for me. I don't like it, and I'm not here for it at all. It's an awful resolution to Donna getting her memories back. I feel like fan Reddit theories are better, which is not a sentence I ever thought I'd say. And the whole Rose being involved thing, it's cringe. I hate to say it, but it's just cringe. RTD can, has, and will write amazing episodes in RTD2, but just, I don't know. I don't know what went wrong. It can be studied, maybe. It can be studied. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Like, it can be studied one day. But it's like, I guess not enough people are telling him no. It's not at all what I would imagine to have watched for an RTD episode. Like RTD coming back and just being so excited and curious to see what he does, and he does this. It's not very funny either. And I think Moffat's good with humor a lot of the time. Like, and he knew when to add it, and I do enjoy having a good giggle at a Doctor Who episode, and this didn't have that. It's not a great 60th special, in my opinion. I know there's an old Doctor in it, an old companion, and you know, there's the odd reference here and there, like, who liked the wig? The wig? I don't know, call me crazy and call me a fan, and, you know, but I just wanted to see Peter Capaldi so badly, and Matt, and we don't, but, you know, yeah, I was gonna say I'm okay with that, but I guess I'm not. To start with, this was just, you know, it was just a bad idea. You could say it's probably the most I've enjoyed, but I've watched this episode like 12 times, it's so ridiculous, so... You know, it's a lot of watches. It's a lot of tries. You'd think after 12 or so tries and watches, I would know how I feel about it. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week for Wild Yonder. And then after that, we'll be doing The Giggle. And then we'll do Church and Ruby Road. A lot of effort's gone into it, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, I will be back with Wild Yonder. And until then, I'm going to hop back on my penny, which is now my, it's like my new transport. I've been Connor Hannon. You've been the best. See you later.